reading the chapter Spring. The first twigs are thin, green, and supple. They bend into a complete circle, but will not break. Their delicate, showy hopefulness shooting from ilic bushes meant only to change in whipping style. They beat us differently in the spring instead of the dual pain of a winter strap. There were these new green switches that lost their sting long after the whipping was over. There was a nervousness in these long twigs that made us long for the steady stroke of a strap or the firm but honest slap of a hairbrush. Every now spring for me is shot through with the remembered ache of switchings. Holds on no cheer. Sunk in the grass of an empty lot on a spring Saturday, I split the stems of milkweed and thought about ants and peach pits and death and where the world went when I closed my eyes. I must have lain long in the grass for the shadow that was in front of me when I left the house had disappeared when I went back. I entered the house as the house was bursting with an easy quiet. Then I heard my mother singing something about trains in Arkansas. She came in the back door with some folded yellow curtains, which she piled on the kitchen table. I sat down on the floor to listen to the song story and noticed how strangely she was behaving. She still had her hat on, and her shoes were dusty, as though she had been walking in deep dirt. She put on some water to boil and then swept the porch. Then she hauled out the curtain stretcher, but instead of putting the damp curtains on it, she swept the porch again, all the time singing about trains in Arkansas. When she finished, I went to look for Frida. I found her upstairs, lying on her bed, crying the tired, whimpering cry that follows the first wailings, mostly gasps and shudderings. I lay on the bed and looked at the tiny bunches of wild roses sprinkled over her dress. Many washings had faded their color and dimmed their outlines. What happened, Frida? She lifted a swollen face from the crook of her arm. Shuddering still, she sat up, letting her thin legs dangle over the bedside. I knelt on the bed and picked up the hem of my dress to wipe her running nose. She never liked wiping noses on clothes, but this time she let me. It was the way Mama did her apron. Did you get a whippering? She shook her head no. Then why you crying? Because what? Mr. Emery, what'd he do? Daddy beat him up. What for? The Mackinac line? Did he find out about the Mackinac line? No. Well, what then? Come on, Friday, how come I can't know? He picked at me. Picked at you? You mean like Soaphead Church? Sort of? He showed his privates at you. No, he touched me. Where? Here and here. She pointed to the tiny breast that, like two fallen acorns, scattered a few faded rose leaves on her dress. Really? How did it feel? Oh, Claudia, she sounded put out. I wasn't asking the right questions. It didn't feel like anything. Wasn't it supposed to? Feel good? I mean, Freda sucked her teeth. What'd he do? Just walk up and pinch them. She sighed. First he saw how pretty I was. Then he grabbed my arm and touched me. Where was Mom and Daddy? Over at the garden waiting. What you say when he didn't? Nothing. I just ran out the kitchen and went to the garden. Mama said we was never to cross the tracks by ourselves. Well, what you do? Sat there and let him pinch you? I looked at my chest. I don't have nothing to pinch. I'm never going to have none. Oh, Claudia, you're jealous of everything. You want him to. No, I just get tired of having everything last. You do not. What about scarlet fever? You had that first. Yes, but it didn't last. Anyway, what happened at the garden? I told Mama and she told Daddy. And we all come home. And he was gone. So we waited for him. When Daddy saw him come up on the porch, he threw our old tricycle at his head and knocked him off the porch. Did he die? Nah. He got up and started singing, Never My God to Thee. Then Mama hit him with a broom and told him to keep the Lord's name out of his mouth. But he wouldn't stop. And Daddy was cussing and everybody was screaming. Oh shoot, I always miss stuff. And Mr. Buford came running out with his gun. And Mama told him to go somewhere and sit down. And Daddy said, no, give him the gun. And Mr. Buford did. Mama screamed, and Mr. Henry shut up and started running. And Daddy shot at him. Mr. Henry jumped out of his shoes and kept on running in his socks. Then Rosemary came out and said that Daddy was going to jail. And I hit her real hard. Real hard. Is that when Mama whipped you? She didn't whip me. I told you. Then why you crying? Miss Diane came in after everybody was quiet. And Mom and Daddy was fussing about who let Mr. Henry in anyway. And she said that Mama should take me to the doctor because I might be ruined. And Mama started screaming all over again. At you? No, I Miss Diane. But why were you crying? I don't want to be ruined. What's ruined? You know, like the Mackinac line. She's ruined. Mama said so. The tears came back. An image of Friday, big and fat, came to mind. Her thin legs swollen, her face saddened by layers of rouged skin. I too began to feel tears. But Friday, you could exercise, not eat. She shrugged. Besides, what about China and Poland? They're ruined too, aren't they? And they ain't fat. That's because they drink whiskey. Mama says whiskey ate them up. You could drink whiskey? Where would I get whiskey? We thought about this. Nobody would sell it to us. We had no money. Anyway, there were never any in our house. Who would have some? Pecola, I said. Her father's always drunk. She can get us some. You think so? Alright, so I'm going to stop at page 101. That was A Blue Eye by Toni Morrison. Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, share, all that. And I'm writing a book right now about my life. If you want to donate to my Cash App, you can send a donation to $KARLO ROSSI 559. That's $Karlo Rossi 559. $KARLO ROSSI 559. Thank y'all for y'all support. And yeah, the best yet to come. Enjoy your Sunday. We global.